morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in here this beautiful morning. I'm coming with just an inspirational word. Some things have happened in the last week or two that have really been a wake-up call, and we are now in our Black History Month, and I want to say that this is not just 29 days that we should recognize the achievements, accolades, and all of the things that African American greats and people have done. This is something that should go on every day of the year, year in, year out. Anywho, upon receiving the information, the news of Don Cornelius passing away, it's a wake-up call as far as the spiritual warfare. Here we have a great man who pretty much brought upon the world back in the late 60s and 70s the whole transformation of music, soul music, and how we would be represented in the media, on TV, being a radio show host, having a way to connect to people, artists, and just being able to transcend things back in the time where he began the Soul Train television show. And for a great man like this, who's had a life full of different accomplishments and things that a lot of us right now are able to enjoy because of him paving the way, when you talk about TV and broadcasts and music, it's sad to see that his life ended, but especially that his life ended with him taking his own life. I don't know that they have confirmed that it is suicide. However, that is what they're stating as of right now. And that's sad, because if it is true, we need to be in fervent prayer. We need to really dig deep and do the things that look into the things that are happening around us. It's a spiritual warfare. We cannot be ignorant. We cannot continue to overlook the things that are happening. We have a lot that we should be grateful for. However, we still need to work hard to fight the enemy's vices. Like I said, I'm not sure if he actually took his life. That is what they're stating right now. But still, you look at how people's lives, from our perspective, from what we can see, is great. Financial stability, wealth, being successful, and like I say, transcending things that were going on in the music industry, broadcast, radio, TV, and still coming to an end that I would consider is such a drastic, such a sad and extreme situation for us to pass away and leave this world. All of us are going to do that. However, just to take your own life, it's a fatality within a fatality. So I want to just say to those out there right now, there's so much life to live, and it does not come from the world. It comes from the Word. It comes from God. It comes from the fact that we are His people. We are His, how should I say it? We are made in His image. Okay, so the things of God, the greatness of God is in us. We possess the same abilities to be able to have full life, abundant life, to the power to bring about change in the situations that appear to be no way out or a final answer. You know, no one can tell us that we are not able to have what God, sorry, I don't want this to fall. No one can tell us that we're unable to have the things that God has already said belongs to us. Okay, a lot of things here in this world, monetary, fame, power, it doesn't come through man. Okay, I shouldn't say it doesn't come through man. It doesn't come from man. It comes through man a lot of time, and God is still holding the key. So some people may even be in a point of their life where they're ready to give up. They don't want to live anymore because they don't understand the power that they have within them, and the fact that the world really has nothing to offer when it comes to full life, abundant life. We are walking around and we are dealing with the vices of the enemy, but we can choose life and we can follow the way of God and enjoy the things that are here on earth, but not allow those things to consume us, not allow the spirit of death, the spirit of sadness, the spirit of grief to overtake our lives. We can choose to have joy. We can choose to have the cheerful heart that God has placed in all of us. And the things of God are what's so important to focus on. Even living in a world such as what we live in, we still can have such joy, hope, life. And so I know that whatever Don Cornelius was going through, just like many suicide victims, and I will call them victims, because they're victims of the trick of the enemy, the exploitation that the enemy basically has put them through. And not knowing who you really are, and not you can have a full, joyful spirit that basically right there can kill you, just not knowing that. And I think that a lot of people who end up taking their own lives, that is what they are victims of, more so than anything else. And so I just want to say this morning to stay encouraged. Know who you are, know that you are a child of God, know that there is nothing in this world that is going on that is more important than the world, than God being the center of your life. There's nothing more important. You may have a dispute with someone, a fight, an argument, whatever you want to call it. You may have been laid off. You may have found out that your husband's cheating is not greater or more important than God. And God will be able to turn all of those situations that appear to be the worst thing ever into something that will bless your life. And I know that it sounds like, yeah, okay, how can that be? Trust me. God heals, God restores, God is a giver. He will give. He will be able to undo things that appear to be the final word. Okay, and the only final word is His, and His is never changing. So I want y'all to be encouraged. I want y'all to know that nothing out there that you're dealing with is worth even getting depressed over. You know, depression is a whole nother spirit that a lot of people are consumed by, and they are seeking, looking